What if I told you I could hack your mind without touching you? All I'd need is to watch your eyes lock, your shoulders shift, your pauses stretch, your hands twitch, your timing change, and your retreat falter. 6 signals that turn a stranger into an open book or a pawn in my game. Most people think body language is about the obvious, the crossed arms, leaning in, smiling, but those are the signals amateurs watch for. The real power is in the micro movements. No one is trained to see movements that speak straight to the subconscious. These aren't in the books. They're not taught in sales seminars. They're the shadows between the signals, and they can be the difference between owning a moment or being owned. The pupil trap. When you talk to someone, pay close attention to their eyes. The black center of the pupil can grow bigger in an instant, and it's not random. It's an automatic reaction the body can't control. Most people think it only means desire or excitement, and often it does. But here's the catch. Fear can cause the exact same change. That's why you can't judge just by the eyes alone. You need to read the whole picture. If their pupils grow and their body freezes for a second, or their shoulders tense, that's fear. But if their pupils grow and they lean in, relax, or open their posture, that's attraction or strong interest. Once you know how to tell the difference, you have an edge. You can choose to push their fear further until they back off, or feed their desire until they're drawn to you even more. You're no longer guessing, you're reading their mind through their body, while they have no idea how you're doing it. The foot's secret vote. When you're talking to someone, most people look at the face. The face can smile, nod, and pretend, even if the person is bored or wants to leave. The upper body can also hide true feelings, but the feet, they rarely lie. Your brain controls your voice and expressions, but it doesn't pay much attention to where your feet are pointing. That's why feet often reveal the truth before anything else. If both of their feet are pointed directly at you, it's a strong sign they're fully engaged and happy to be there. You have their focus, but if one foot starts turning toward the door, down the hallway, or in another direction, it's like a silent signal part of their mind has already left. They might still smile and talk, but inside, they're planning to leave. This small body language clue can instantly tell you where you stand. If their feet stay aimed at you, keep the connection going, share more, make your move, or continue the conversation. If their feet start to drift away, it might be time to wrap things up or do something interesting to win their attention back. The blink reset. Everyone has a natural blinking rhythm, a steady, automatic pace that happens without them thinking about it. But when their emotions change, that rhythm changes too. If someone suddenly starts blinking faster, it's often a sign they're feeling nervous, stressed, or uncomfortable. If their blinking slows down, or even stops for a second, it usually means they're locked in, completely focused on what's in front of them. This is the moment their mind is open and absorbing everything. Here's where the real power is. If you deliver your most important point, your best offer, or your most persuasive line right before that blink pause, it will sink deeper into their mind. They'll remember it without knowing why. By spotting this tiny hidden shift, you can tell when someone is under pressure, when they're deeply focused, or when they're feeling attraction, and then use that exact moment to make your words hit the hardest. The lip press. Some of the most powerful signals in body language are over in a flash, often lasting less than a second. One of the most revealing is called the lip press. This is when a person quickly presses their lips together, almost as if they are sealing them shut. It might be so brief that most people never notice it. But if you do spot it, it can tell you something important. They're holding something back. It could be a piece of information they don't want to share, an opinion they're not ready to say out loud, or even a feeling like attraction that they're trying to keep hidden. The key moment to watch for is right after you say something. If they press their lips together immediately after your words, it usually means you've hit on something that matters to them, maybe even touched an emotional nerve. Here's where the real secret comes in. If you notice the lip press, and you respond by doing it too, not fast, but slowly and deliberately, you send a subtle signal back. You're telling them, without words, I noticed, and I understand. This small, silent mirroring can make the other person feel seen, safe, and more open. In many cases, it encourages them to drop their guard and share what they were holding in. It's like unlocking a hidden door without ever asking for the key. Just 1 second of movement can reveal a truth they were trying to keep inside. Watch closely, because the lip press often speaks louder than words. The shoulder shield. When most people think about defensive body language, they imagine big, obvious moves like crossing arms, stepping back, or turning away. But the body also has much smaller, quicker signals that are just as revealing. One of the most overlooked is the single shoulder lift. This is when someone raises one shoulder slightly higher than the other, even for a split second. It might look random, but it's not. This tiny movement is like a micro shield, a reflex from the nervous system that says, "I'm protecting myself," or "I'm bracing for something." It often happens in the middle of a conversation, or so quickly that the person doing it doesn't even know it happened. The meaning? Usually, it shows they're expecting something unpleasant, maybe criticism, rejection, or an uncomfortable truth. Other times, it's a sign they feel exposed, uneasy, or vulnerable in that moment. When you notice this movement, you have an advantage most people never get. You instantly know their guard is up. From here, you have a choice. You can use empathy and reassurance to make them relax and trust you more, or you can keep the pressure on if you need to stay in control of the situation. That small twitch of the shoulder reveals far more about what's going on in their mind than their words ever will. Most people miss it completely. Now, you won't, and that makes all the difference. The neck exposure. The neck is one of the most vulnerable parts of the body, and the subconscious knows it. When someone tilts their head or reveals their neck during a tense or emotional moment, it's not random. It's a signal of trust, openness, or even surrender. In the animal world, showing the neck means I'm not a threat, and humans still carry that instinct. On the other hand, if they hide their neck, even with the smallest chin drop or shoulder hunch, they're protecting themselves. They may be feeling cautious, guarded, or challenged. The key is to notice the exact moment this shift happens. Draw out that openness, and they'll feel safe in your presence. Corner them while their neck is exposed, and you'll own the moment completely. This is the language of power, silent, primal, and invisible to almost everyone else. These 6 signals are invisible to the untrained. They slip past conscious thought, straight into instinct. Learn to read them, and you'll know what they feel before they feel it. Control them, and you'll make them feel exactly what you want, without touching them, without saying a word.